Hi, welcome back. In this video, you'll learn about Native American healing practices. You'll learn how to perform Gong as well as some key yoga poses so you can strengthen your mind, body, and nervous system all in one. Native American tribes in North America do not comprise a monolithic group, yet their communities share many elements in their healing traditions. Native people hold a holistic perspective on health based on the balance of the interrelationships of the body, mind, spirit, and the environment. The traditional Navajo Walking in Beauty worldview holds that everything in life is connected and influences everything else, and sees illness as a result of things falling out of balance, on losing one's way on the path of beauty. Relationships with family, the community, the universe, and healers are the most important. Other tribes would assert something similar, like the need for recovering one's wholeness by balancing the mental, spiritual, and physical aspects of living. Healing ceremonies in Native American nations and tribes often include drumming, singing, and dancing, especially the sacred dances that include the gourd dances and spirit dances. There are some fascinating ways of Native American healing and finding direction in life. The sweat lodge, or Inupi, offers a means of purification. The lodge structure is made from tied willow branches, large enough for a small number of adults to sit around, a small pit of heated stones. Songs are sung, prayers are said as water and herbs are sprinkled onto the red-hot rocks, releasing intensely hot, aromatic steam that fills the lodge. It can serve as a prelude to another ceremony, such as a wedding, a sundance, or a vision quest. A vision quest is a trek one makes out into nature alone to fast, possibly take psychoactive plants, and wait for a message that speaks to one's next direction or purpose in life. Vision quests are practiced by some Native American tribes, such as the Lakota, Plains, Pawnee, and the Sioux. There are variations of how it is practiced. It's a supernatural experience in which an individual seeks to consult with a guardian spirit, usually an animal, to obtain advice, direction, or protection. In many tribes, nearly all young people engage in some form of vision quest to help make the transition from childhood to adulthood. The quest involves going to an isolated location in nature and engaging in prayer while foregoing food and drink for a period of several days. Some traditions have the participant watch for an animal that behaved in a significant or unusual way. Sometimes the eating or drinking of a psychoactive plant with mescaline, ayahuasca, psilocybin mushrooms, or peyote would augment the experience along with fasting and prayer. A medicine man of the tribe may precede the vision quest, facilitating a sweat lodge first. Or a medicine man or shaman may be consulted after the vision quest for interpretations of what was experienced in nature. Symbols, visions, animal behavior, and other like signs are interpreted so the participant can gain insight, direction, purpose for the next chapter in their life. Psychoactive plants that induce a form of altered state of consciousness have been widely used during religious rituals of many cultures for centuries. Some of those cultures were shaman and pagan subcultures, African native religions, South American native religions, Amazon cultures, Central American cultures, Mexican subcultures, Aztec, Maya, and Inca, Wiccan and witch subcultures, American Indians, Greek and Hellenistic cultures, Sufis, Hindu, Indian, and Tibetan cultures, the Nordic subcultures, and many others. The main purposes of the practice of these plants were spiritual healing, to contact with spirits, to contact with souls of ancestors, to reach enlightenment, nirvana, or satori, or to become a master shaman, to reach other realities and other growth-oriented goals. The psychedelic rituals changed the participating person's psychology, philosophy, and personality to a great extent. And the rationale was that through the ritual of trained practitioners, the loosening of defenses would occur, and the patient would become more vividly aware of his or her previously unconscious emotional dynamics and reaction patterns acquired growing up. And such insight would bring about a resolution of inner conflicts. There isn't a lot of research with Native American healing practices, but in a recent 2019 Time Magazine special edition on mental health, 2 studies are cited as published simultaneously in the Journal of Psychopharmacology, conducted by researchers at New York University and Johns Hopkins. In these studies, doctors revealed that just a single dose of psilocybin, the compound in magic mushrooms, can ease anxiety and depression for up to 6 months. This study involved 51 adults. 6 months later, an impressive 80% continued to show decreases in depression and anxiety. Another 83% reported increases in well-being, and 67% said the trial was one of the most meaningful experiences of their lives. The article reported that doctors assert that results have great potential for people who are dealing with the fear of association with a cancer diagnosis, as well as for people with psychiatric disorders that haven't responded to traditional treatments. A New York University Langone Medical Center study involved 29 people who had serious psychological distress stemming from advanced cancer, while some were in remission. Each person received a capsule of either psilocybin or placebo. In a second session, they were given the pill that hadn't yet taken. The sessions lasted for 4 to 6 hours in a room equipped with music, a couch, and a sleep mask. The results were remarkable. 60 to 80% of the subjects reported reductions in their depression and anxiety symptoms that lasted 6 months after the treatment. There were no serious side effects afterward from any of the subjects. It's unclear precisely how psilocybin works, but the authors of the study say that the drug may modulate serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter in the brain, which can play a role in anxiety, mood, and depression. The researchers stressed that psilocybin in the trials was given in a very controlled environment with multiple investigators present, and that people should not use the drug on their own. They screen out people with psychotic disorders or schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. The participants received weeks of counseling before and after the psilocybin experience. There's also some concern that pharmaceutical companies may not see the financial incentives in single-dose therapies. One experience that was noted in the Time magazine article included a patient who had ovarian cancer and was through with her successful chemotherapy. She reports, in her own words, "I let myself go, and suddenly I saw my fear. It was a black mass inside my body, and I screamed, 'Get the F out! And I won't be eaten alive.' And as soon as I screamed at it, the black mass of fear disappeared." She reports, "I began to feel like I was floating in the instrumental music that was playing in the headphones. I started to feel love, and I felt like I was being bathed in love, and it was an overwhelming, amazing, and wonderful experience. I knew immediately that I had changed," she reports. "The feeling of immense love lingered for weeks, and 4 years later, I still feel it at times. My fear and anxiety," she reports, "were completely removed, and they haven't come back." Many reported similar experience as the one that she had. While further research is needed, evidence exists regarding its relative safety and effectiveness according to Halpern's research in 2005. The generations of shamans who tested these plants have provided guidelines for humanity in this exploration. The evidence available indicates that these sacred medicines have efficacy in treating a wide range of conditions, physical as well as psychological and social. Instead of government's historical actions of shutting down the research, that can slowly open the research like they have in the US over the past decade and make it easier to use clinically so more people can have another alternative medicine other than Western pharmaceutical drugs with their many side effects. Qigong, Tai Chi, and yoga are mind-body therapies, also called meditative movement, that have been widely used for health promotion and disease prevention in ancient China and India for thousands of years. They integrate physical movements such as physical postures, breathing exercises, and meditation for physical and psychological health, self-awareness, and spiritual growth. Emerging evidence suggests that there are substantial health benefits from regularly practicing them. They are used to improve mental health, improve balance to prevent falls, and reduce symptoms related to arthritis, fibromyalgia, contributing to a healthier lifestyle. Qigong, meaning work on life energy, is a Chinese exercise involving physical movement and breathing exercises designed to circulate the internal vital energy in the body. There's 4 main branches of Qigong: health maintenance Qigong, medical Qigong, martial Qigong, and spiritual Qigong. They all share the same basic philosophy, but use different techniques relevant to their specific aims. Yoga, meaning to join, refers to the individual's union with God and is the practical side of diverse Hindu religious systems. Yoga has no political or religious boundaries. Anyone can practice yoga, regardless of age, sex, or physical condition. Trauma-sensitive yoga is used to help calm anxiety from people that have experienced trauma. Meditative movement research studies show, as you can see from the grid, that meditative movement helps people in the 8 areas of physical and emotional health. These 8 areas include general health perceptions, emotional well-being, depression, cognitive functioning, sleep, pain, family functioning, and role limitation due to emotional health. Meditative movement did not help physical ability or physical health, sexual functioning, role limitation due to physical health, or marital functioning. You'll now learn how to perform meditative movement practices, namely Qigong and yoga, with the help of my assistant, Kaylee. Here we are with Kaylee. And as I mentioned, Qigong predates Tai Chi as the foundation of meditative movement and is thousands of years old. The first one we're going to do is we're going to rub our hands together for this Qigong and bring them together in prayer fashion by your heart. Raise the hands together and sway your hands out, so over the head, across the neck, across the knees. Drag your hand on the floor just a bit, then across the knees, across the neck a little bit slower, over the head, across the neck, across the knees. Good, across the knees, across the neck, over the head, across the neck, across the knees. Drag your hand on the floor, that kind of grounds you. Across the knees, across the neck. Smile on your face. Good, keep going, keep going. Good, across the knees. Drag on the floor, across the knees, across the neck, and then come down. And so you want to do that for about 2 or 3 minutes. And then you want to store the chi right below your belly button, like that, and keep it there for a minute or 2. So that stores chi. So that's the first Qigong that you can do. The second one is you're going to rub your hands together, then move both hands simultaneously to your left side and have the back of your left hand slap the back of your waist while the right palm slaps the back of the left shoulder at the same time. So it's going to be like this, good, that. So you're kind of slapping, good. Good. Okay. You can do that for about a minute or 2. And use both of those methods of Qigong. Okay, thank you, Kaylee. And see which one you kind of gravitate toward, and then go from there. Next, we'll demonstrate how to perform some yoga poses. We're going to show you some yoga poses you can perform at home or wherever so you can feel greater levels of well-being. The following poses should not be done if you're pregnant or if you have some kind of injury. But you want to hold these poses for about 15 to 60 seconds depending on your level of comfort. Work within your own range and limitations. We have Kaylee here, and she's going to perform 4 of them for you. The first one is the soft cobra. So lie on your stomach and inhale. Elbows on the ground, lift chest, head back, soften, come down a few inches as you exhale and hold. So that's the soft cobra. She'll stay there. And the benefits of the soft cobra is that it increases the flexibility of the spine, the gluteal muscles, the thighs, the shoulders, while opening the lungs. It soothes sciatic pain and invigorates the kidneys. Now we're going to do downward dog. So on downward dog, feet are apart with legs straight, hands apart on the ground. Exhale and bring pelvis all the way to the up, drawing your chest toward your thighs. Very good. And the benefits of downward dog are it energizes and rejuvenates the entire body. It stretches your hamstrings, shoulders, calves, arches, hands, spine, while building and strengthening your arms, shoulders, and legs. It relieves headaches, insomnia, fatigue, and mild depression. It calms the nervous system and relieves stress. So you can do that for a few minutes. Next is the cat-cow. The cow part is you want to inhale with the hands and knees on the ground. As you lift your sit bones up and lower your belly. Then come to a neutral position and do the cat, where you're going to exhale with the hands and knees on ground as you round your spine toward the ceiling. Good. And then you're going to repeat the process. So then go to the next. Good. And just keep going back and forth between cat and cow. It stretches the back torso, neck and shoulders, and spine. It increases focus, emotional balance, tones the gastrointestinal tract, relieves lower back pain, menstrual cramps, and sciatica. It activates the second chakra below the belly button. And the fourth pose we're going to do is the child's pose. So you want to kneel on the floor and separate your knees as wide apart as your hips are. Exhale and lay torso down between your thighs, pushing your hands forward and bringing your head down. A lot of times when I feel like I need to get up, I've been sitting a while, I'll do this. It stretches the back really nicely. The benefits are that it does stretch the hips, the thighs, the ankles while stretching the back torso, and it calms the mind, stimulates digestion, elongates the lower back, releases fatigue, enhances blood circulation, and fights insomnia and energizes the body. Afterward, you can relax for a few minutes with your palms up, laying on your back, as Kaylee will show. And this is the nice part. This is where you can just completely relax after you've done your yoga poses with the palms up. We call this Shavasana. And you can do that for a minute or two or however long you want. And enjoy practicing these yoga poses. I think they'll make a difference. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video series. My hope is that you put these techniques into your daily practice so you can manage your stress and increase your well-being. I'm Tom Ventimiglia. Take good care, and thanks for listening.